My sonka, my Ingrabach, my Sero. No yadi come, I am poor, ya. Do not dima. Casa onera. Amish, you are go pamado garnet. Dima. The sea with the sea tradabia. What a change siane. Do not ngana, I'm a toya mess or Dima, ya. Pay the signs on at the chunk of Nobby. Do you have these or ya? Tamim saw that I'm always charted in it. ข้ากึดไปก้าวข้าเตเล็บแอมมิสวันแอมมิสค่ะนั่นค่ะก้าก้นมาเลยมาแอลน้ำนะครับจีบางเดียลาเลยได้หรือเลยไอ้ยามยาเลยจุนโดนเนี่ยเด็กหลังการสตาร์มิวฮะแอมมิสอยู่อ่ะสิไอ้ยามนั้นไม่จีบอะไรเนี่ยแอมมิสวิลเลจไม่เลยพี่อาตาชาดแต่ช่างกงนะพี่สตาร์มิวมีซาเบียดีเช่ไหมป้าเรที่ไม่ได้หัวเลยปัญญาเลยเช่าซ้ำเลยนะจำมาเย่จีดติดต่อที่อัตย์ซาบยาอันนี้อย่างเลยเป็นมะกอมันใหญ่ค่ะเล็กๆไว้อันแรงอ่ะอันนี้อย่างเบี้ยยัดเสร็จเลยพิ้วเนี่ยไปมันโป่งนะค่ะอัลลาที่มาเบี้ยอันนี้อย่างไปจุนโรอาชาก็ติดต่อที่เนี่ยมาดูกูเบี้ยอัลลาอายาปายาไปพอเบี้ยก้าเศร้าเนี่ยละเอมิสฟาร์มกูปั๊บพอเอ็มก้าเสียงอามันจะซีถอยไปเลยขมิ้นเอมิสตัวยูยาโก้ลายเอาเลยละเชื่อมชิบะเลยเดี๋ยวกูต้องเสลีตัวละไปอาบะเลยขมิ้นยังมังวิตเต็งเราจ้าบะเลยขมิ้นที่เอมิสตัวยูยาโก้เลยละพอหนึ่งก็เลยปัน30 ไป4ตัวละค่ะนั่นแต่เดี๋ยวเล็บเห็นเอมิสค่ะขึ้นนะครับแต่มีโอกาสในตัวละพี่ซึ่งอะไรอ่ะขี่ก้าซึ่งในเซเลียวนี่ค่ะ Amish village ถ้าดูด้วยยูยา visit the Amish village อาชาติตัวดีมากอมึงนี่เป็นมากอมึงใจเหรอไงด้วยค่ะอัลลาปุ้งนะค่ะยัดเสร็จเลยพี่ฮะติดต่อดีอาชาติดต่อดียังตีเลยพี่
Single Amish woman. Reason for that is an Amish woman's going to get married around the ages of 18 to 20. Soon after, her own. 80% of the farms we see today are Amish owned. Now, the Amish have a reason for everything they do. The reason their farms are smaller, they want to keep it a family-run operation. They don't have to hire outside hands. They want to keep it in the family. Another reason their farms are smaller, they don't use tractors out in the fields or big machinery. Amish use horses or mules to do the field work, plowing, pulling hay wagons. Some of the main crops they grow here in Lancaster County. Again, field corn, hay, soybeans, The big cash crop they grow is tobacco. They grow quite a bit of tobacco in Lancaster County. They can make quite a bit of money off of it. Now folks, as you know, they don't have electricity in their homes. On this tour, you're going to see Amish properties that have solar panels. Now, as I said, the Amish don't work Sundays. Sunday's a day of worship. But the Amish don't have a church building to go to for church. They take turns having church services at their home. Amish believe what it says in the Bible. A building does not make the church. The people do. So they take turns having the church in their home. When they work it out, each family will have church at their home about once a year. Now, the Amish church will provide benches that are going to be delivered to the homes having church. Just like the benches you sat on there in Amish Village, hard wooden benches. During the service, men sit on one side, women and children on the other side. So the church service, like weddings and funerals, they're going to be in German. The services are long. They're about 3 hours long. They have a couple ministers, so there's going to be at least 2 sermons. Others could speak. We've got miniature goats there on the left. So the church service is very long, very slow paced. Once church is done, this is when they follow tradition by breaking bread and having a light lunch. Once lunch is done, this is the time they have fellowship. Enough for their lifestyle. It's hard to argue that point.
How many people
These
study
children
there?
are well educated. Now the children attend these schools, live within a mile or less. So they're going to walk. I don't know if you folks have seen any of the Amish on the scooters. You push off with your leg, foot-powered scooters. Popular mode of transportation. They have recess, just like public schools. Meal. They have lunch. A little later on, they have a light snack, but in the evening, they have a full-course dinner. So those guests are fed 3 times at an Amish wedding reception. This carriage right in front of us is the most common style. They have Amish carriage makers here that make them. They range in price from about $3,000 to about $12,000. Depending on, have no medical insurance, no health insurance. They do believe in natural cures, natural remedies. But if they have an illness or need surgery, they will go to an English doctor, English hospital. No such thing as an Amish doctor, of course. An English doctor knows Amish don't have insurance. But he's going to work with them because they will work out.
No tax.
Doesn't have to wait on the insurance company to reimburse him. But then again, there could be a very serious illness in the family. Perhaps cancer. And the family can't pay or is having a hard time paying the huge medical bills. This would be the time. Workhorses is like that big brown in there. That's a Belgian draft horse. Some Amish will use all horses, some may use all mules, whatever they prefer. All over Lancaster County, you see these white things out in the pasture. Well, this is food for the livestock. It's cut hay. They cut it, shrink wrap it, keep it dry so it doesn't get wet and moldy. He has a little business on his farm. He has a clock repair shop. Not a big business, but it brings in more money for the family. As I said, they're excellent craftsmen. Pennsylvania Dutch between themselves. It's a dialect of German and Dutch. But also they learned German because church service, weddings, and funerals were in German. So you have to learn 2 languages. It's possible, but it just does not happen. make that decision whether they want to stay Amish or become English. 80 to 90% will stay Amish, not many leave. But if they decide to leave,
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါ45မိနစ်တိတိကားမောင်းပြီးတော့ပြပြီးပြီဗျအခုခရီးတစ်ထောင်နာဒီမှာ Amish ချာမှာရပ်ပြီးတော့ဆိုင်မှာရပ်ပြီးတော့ပစ္စည်းတွေဝယ်လို့ရတဲ့အကြောင်းကျွန်တော်တို့ကိုချပေးပါတယ်ခင်ဗျဒီမှာကားရက်ဆောက်နေတယ်45မိနစ်လုံးပြောင်းဘူးချမ်းနွားချမ်းစိတ်ချမ်းမျက်စိတစ်ဆုံးဗျအဲ့ဒါကိုကျွန်တော်အဆုံးထိရိုက်ပြဖို့ဆိုတာမလွယ်ဘူးဗျအဲ့ဒါကျွန်တော်ဖြတ်ပြီးတော့ရိုက်ထားပါတယ်ခင်ဗျမျက်စိတစ်ဆုံးပြောင်းဘူးချမ်းဖယုံတီးချမ်းတာမျိုးမြင်းနွားစိတ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေကြီးပဲဗျအရန်ကိုကြီးကျယ်ခမ်းနားပါတယ်ဗျဒီ Amish လူမျိုးတွေလေ45မိနစ်တော့ခခိနကားစေสุดท้ายสายตาค่ะก้อยขาคำสังโปในหมดขาโปหนึ่งอีเส70นี่ค่ะในค่ะที่แล้วมาขึ้นเวบานทั้งซื้อตั้งกินตั้งย่ำเลยค่ะนั่นก็เป็นแสง Amish ค่ะนี่ค่ะการได้ขึ้นไว้นั่นค่ะซองผักข้างตั้งห่างเนาะเป็นสวนหลายซ้ำเป็นนี่ค่ะเป็นขอกวัวขอกเป๊ะขอกม้าจากนั้นค่ะมันอย่ากลางเลยค่ะด้วยค่ะเลย45มินิเราค่ะในหออันละYes sir เลยพี่แต่ Amish ลูမျိုးတွေဟိုမှာသူတို့မြင်လဲဒါသူတို့ရဲ့ဆိုင်ဗျခေါက်မာခရိုင်သူတို့ရဲ့ဆိုင်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်သူတို့ရိုးရာပစ္စည်းတွေရောင်းချင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်นี่เป็นแสง Amish ค่ะเขาขายโคหนึ่งตังไหมฟิงทุ่งเขากะคนปั่นแห้งก่อนนำหนาค่ะ
they celebrate Ascension and Pentecost. They will celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas. And right here are the motel rooms, these old caboose cars. So you can spend the night in a caboose. I never have done it. Right behind it is a National Toy Train Museum. Here on the left, tobacco.
This is tobacco?
That is tobacco, yep. We'll see some more on the other road we go on. They got a pickleball court set up there. Everybody playing pickleball today. Now again, I told you how well Amish and English neighbors get along. I'll give you another example. Directly in front of us, you see the top of that tree. On the right side of that tree is an English-owned farm. Left side, Amish-owned. They have no fence to property line. They go by that tree. No disputes between neighbors. Again, a lot of tobacco here. Now here, no. The reason they grow tobacco, they make a lot of money off tobacco. They don't make a lot of money off of selling milk. So they have to offset that by selling tobacco. The white barn on the right is a tobacco barn. Now here on the left, this building here, this is what they call a corn crib. Now earlier in the summer it was ran full of field corn for the livestock. Humans can't eat that kind of corn. Very hard, very bitter. This is a... Oh, she's bringing a big watermelon out of the garden. This is a 90-acre Amish farm. So for example, a generation of that family farmed that property. Then when they retired, they built an addition onto the home to retire too. So then the next generation took over, farmed it. When they retired, they built an addition onto the home to retire to. So on and so forth, right on down the line. They'll stay there for the rest of their lives with their family. Another example of how the Amish will take care of their own from cradle to grave. Coming up on the left, the second building, one of the older Amish schools. This was a public school a long time ago, back in the prior to the 1940s. But in the 40s, the public schools were selling these single buildings. Amish bought them. That was built in 1886. The Amish still use that as a school. Adults and children use it. I'll tell you what, that's a good workout on these back roads of Lancaster County, all these hills. And it's certainly my pleasure to take you folks on these back roads of Lancaster County. Enjoy the grounds are open till 7 o'clock. So if you want back out on these grounds, push that gate in right here to our right. Walk around till 7 o'clock. Folks, enjoy the rest of your day. Safe travels to everyone.
Wow,
Come back and see us. Come back and see us. Make sure you